Open your mind one time. One time. Tune in, free your mind. Free your mind. All this evilness in front of you. Every day, man, look what's being done to you.
This officer who shot the guy who was handcuffed.
Yes.
And in his car.
Yes.
So what?
Handcuffed behind his back, though.
Handcuffed behind his back. Now I'm going to show you a picture of the officer, and I do have that is the officer in the orange suit, y'all. And the reason why the officer is in the orange suit, that isn't his most recent picture. He actually was convicted. I'm sorry, not convicted. He got off on shooting someone back in 2011, which they just started reporting that. But this Maryland police officer, he's facing a second-degree murder charge after shooting a man who was handcuffed behind his back and sitting in the front seat of a police car. Now, Prince George's County Police Chief announced murder, manslaughter, assault, and weapons charges on this officer who's been in the force for 10 years. He allegedly shot the man, William Green, 43, of Washington, D.C., 7 times. Now, apparently, police got a call of someone running into vehicles. Supposedly the driver had struck multiple cars. So the police came out there. They initially said that they suspected he was under the influence of PCP. They later found out that he wasn't. Somehow, something happened. First of all, he was in the front seat, which I thought was weird. I'm like, why was he?
Me too.
What they said was that the kind of car he was in didn't have the partition where they would put them in the back. I've never heard of that before in a police car, but I don't know. Maybe they do things different down there. I don't know.
He also had a seatbelt on, didn't he?
Yeah. So he's in the seat, hands behind his back, handcuffed with a seatbelt over him, and he gets shot 7 times. Now, what will possess this officer to shoot this man 7 times when he's handcuffed with a seatbelt over him? What do you think happened?
I don't think that anything. I don't think he could have done anything. I think that the officer was probably just really hot-headed based off of him shooting and murdering someone in 2011. Shit, it sounds like the officer, I would have been wondering what drugs he was under the influence of. You know what I'm saying? Because, if someone's handcuffed behind their back and they're in a fucking seatbelt, what could they say or do to you?
Yeah.
To make you kill them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You know what I think? I think dude was talking cash shit.
Yeah.
That's
what I'm saying.
I think dude was talking cash shit to him. He probably was handcuffed talking shit. Fuck you, bitch. Whole ass.
The worst he could have did, though, handcuffed in a seatbelt, is spit on the nigga. You know what I'm saying? Even if somebody fucking spit on you, you just gonna fucking kill him. There's nothing that he did to threaten you. He couldn't have done anything to threaten you physically to warrant you to fucking shoot him 7 times. There's no reasonable explanation for that.
No, and that's why in this case, the police chief had no choice but to give him murder charges, because there was no sign of a fight. There was no sign of a struggle. He can't fight you. His hands are behind his back. You know what I'm saying?
But I feel like if the officer was white, they would have tried to at least prolong it a little bit longer. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. I'm sure it would have played out differently. But this guy, he had no weapons on him. There were no weapons found in his vehicle. This man
didn't even end up being on. Was he under the influence of any drugs, or they just said it wasn't PCP?
They said he wasn't under PCP. They haven't, released any toxicology reports or anything like that. But they did say they were wrong about the PCP stuff. So, the thing about it is, they really need to get all police officers, in my opinion, need to undergo mental health screening.
Absolutely.
And they need to, and it needs to be on a consistent basis, because they are going through trauma. They're seeing traumatic shit every day. You know what I'm saying? So their nerves are on edge, and this is it's a serious issue. You know what I'm saying? And I don't, it's just crazy.
And I feel like every officer in the United States needs to have a body camera too. That should be a regulation. You know what I'm saying? To where they are required to have it on at all times. and recording at all times. You know what I'm saying? While
Right.
you're on duty, you should have your camera on and recording at all times.
And in this case, of course, the officer was not wearing a body camera, so no one knows what happened. No one will know what happened. The only side that we were going to have is what the officer is going to say. If he says anything, he may plead the fifth and not say anything at all. But the witnesses that were around said that they saw no struggle. 7 shots to a person who's otherwise compromised.
Yeah.
That says that there's something really wrong with you.
Yeah, and then cop probably bipolar.
Shondell says the cop is probably bipolar.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, is a lot of them probably...
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely...
A lot of them probably go into the academy with mental health problems. You know what I'm saying? Or, past traumatic experiences, but there's not a lot of time. Officers don't spend a lot of time training. There's like, what's the average that an officer trains? It's a number of weeks. They should have to go to school for years, and they definitely...
The way the Lakers are working.
Sorry, my bad.
And they definitely need to have mental health screenings before they can, apply to the academy. No
doubt. Naima says he didn't have a body cam. No, he did not. He conveniently was not wearing a body camera. Now, this same officer in 2011, like I said, he was involved in another fatal shooting. He killed somebody else in 2011. So now they're looking at him like, oh, maybe we should look at this guy. Yeah, maybe you should. Yeah. Sounds like he's got a real hot temper. If you shoot a person who's handcuffed 7 times,
that's overkill.
And you're an officer of the law.
Yeah, he could have shot him once and just injured him, but you were extremely excessive with the overkill. That's just crazy. I can't imagine a person having that much anger.
It's
to do that to somebody who's restrained.
And why shoot him
completely?
Yeah. What could he have done?
Exactly. Right, but I'm saying if he was just crazy and he was trying to justify why he shot him, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. He probably would have got away with it if he would have shot him less times.
Right, you could have shot him in the leg or anything.
Once,
but he was
twice, but yeah. I mean, come on, dude.
That was definitely overkill.
I mean, it's ridiculous.
I'm just glad his evil ass is getting prosecuted, and I hope they convict him on both charges, because he's getting charged with 2nd-degree murder and manslaughter, right?
Yep, and assault. So they're not playing with him, but I do believe that it probably, if he was not an officer of color, he may have a few days like Amber Geiger did before he turned himself in and some more extra shit. You know what I mean?
Yep, they would have prolonged the investigation.
That whole shit is crazy. No doubt.
Open your mind one time. Tune in, free your mind. All this evilness in front of you. Every day, man, look what's being done to you. Open your mind one time. 2 times. We own it 9, we own it 9. 3 times, yeah. I know you see the shit in front of you. Every day, dog, look what's being done to you. We're gonna chop it up, talk about the dirty shit, see if we can mop it up. Every week they're asking me, what will be the topic, sis? You will never know, but what you know is gonna be poppin', though. I will take your agenda and put it on the floor. Mix it up in the blender, then put it on the show. This is the new news, ho. We exposing motherfuckers. Why y'all get to do that shit? 'Cause we the chosen motherfuckers. Open your mind one time. Tune in, free your mind. All this evilness in front of you. Every day, man, look what's being done to you. Hey, man, look what's being done to you. Open your mind one time. 2 times. We own it 9. 3 times, yeah. I know you see the shit in front of you. Every day, dog, look what's being done to you.